What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So, just want to see if this thing is gonna work like this. So, I'm filling out my first bracket on Yahoo. So, see how it goes. Hopefully, it goes good. But I don't know. I doubt it. I usually get, one side right and the other side wrong during the first round. So, see how this goes. So, I'm taking Virginia. You know, looks like a pretty obvious choice right there. Creighton and K State, it's a toss up game pretty much with the 8 and 9s as always. Either way, I think they're going to lose to Virginia. But for this sake, I'm going to go with Creighton. And then between Kentucky and Davidson, Davidson did have a big win recently, but Kentucky is just too athletic and big. So take Kentucky. Arizona, they beat my beloved USC Trojans. And I don't know how they're still not in there, but I got to go with them right here from what I see. Now, Loyola, Chicago, they're saying this is a pretty big upset. I'm trying to see if I want to believe that because Miami, did give Duke quite a run, but I mean, they say if you're going to pick an upset, this might be the one. So I'm going to go with Loyola because with this next one, Tennessee, I don't think anybody's going to beat Tennessee in the first two rounds. Nevada and Texas, I just think Mohamed Bamba is going to try to push up his draft stock, so I'm going to go with him. And then Cincinnati right there is the number 2 overall seed in that area. Xavier's going to play the playing game, but since they're a number 1 overall seed, you got to go with them. Missouri with Michael Porter, he really wants to do good. He hasn't been able to play this whole year, and he was considered a number 1 pick against FSU, who struggled a lot. But I'm going to take Missouri in this one. It's going to be a crazy one. Got Ohio State and South Dakota State. This is another one of those upset wannabes here. And I haven't really seen Ohio State play, but they've been supposedly good. It's a pretty early game, but I'm gonna stick with this upset too. Let's see how that goes. Gonzaga, gotta go with them. They're just gonna be overpowering in there. Houston against SDSU. I know from SoCal, but I'm gonna pick Houston in this one. Michigan won the Big Ten tournament. They've been really surprising. I'm going to go with them here. Texas A&M or Providence. Haven't really been able to trust Texas A&M all year. I'm going to go with that little bit of an upset right there. I have to choose UNC right here to try to get a perfect score. Villanova, number 1 overall. Go with them. This one is another toss-up. I've seen Virginia Tech play, but I love Colin Sexton as a point guard. I think he's be a one and done, so I'm gonna stick with him. See him play at least another game. West Virginia, I love their senior point guard, so I gotta stick with them right here. Wichita State or Marshall, they say this one could be another upset, but I'm gonna stick with the normal Wichita State one right there. Florida Gators playing. I mean, this kind of depends because if it's UCLA, I want to pick them, so I'm gonna pick this one in case if it ends up being UCLA. So we'll see how that goes. And if it's St. Bonaventure, I'm probably gonna go with Florida, so I'll change it. And then Texas and Stephen F. Austin, Texas Tech. I think I'm gonna go with them. Arkansas and Butler. I think people want Butler, but Arkansas is a little bit more athletic, and Purdue. I mean, they've been ranked number 1 quite a few weeks, so gotta go with them. Kansas, obviously, Devontae Graham is a beast. NC State or Seton Hall. I don't know how NC State got in there. If they had like probably the most money that a player has taken, and they left out Louisville, USC. A lot of the teams that are under investigation, but NC State still on there, so I'm gonna pick Seton Hall over them just because I have a little bit of bad feelings towards them right now for taking SC spot. Clemson, New Mexico State. Clemson, I would have said automatically if they were healthier. New Mexico State, this is your 5-12, so it's usually an upset. Man, I don't know. I haven't really seen New Mexico State play, so I'm going to have to go with Clemson right here since I've seen them play, and they played Duke pretty well. Auburn, got to go with Chuck on that one, Charles Barkley. And then ASU, I see ASU there, and then there's TCU. If ASU's in there, I'm going to go with them. But if it's not whoever they're playing against, then I'm going to pick TCU. Michigan State. It's a sleeper in this one. That's why I think Duke is getting screwed in here, that they have to play a way tougher schedule. Rhode Island, Oklahoma. I think they did this on purpose because they want Oklahoma to get in there to face Duke, who I'm going to be choosing so far. So let's see how this goes. We got Virginia and Creighton. I think Virginia is going to win this one pretty easily. Kentucky against Arizona. I'm going to go with Arizona with DeAndre Ayton. Tennessee, have to go with them. They've been talking about them so much. And Cincinnati as well. I'm going to go with Xavier, Missouri. I have not seen Xavier play much. Missouri does have Michael Porter. If he ends up getting hot, he could supposedly, this could be an upset. But I'm going to say he struggles because he won't get that much playing time, or he just struggles from the field. So I'll go with Xavier. San Diego or South Dakota State. Gonzaga, got to go with Gonzaga. Probably too overpowering for them. And I'll go with Michigan here. I got to pick UNC to try to get, somewhat of a good score. Colin Sexton, I think, just because him and I believe his name is Josh Petty, they're like a 1-2 punch for Alabama, but I don't think that's going to be enough against Villanova, who has like three guys who play in the NBA right now. So West Virginia, Wichita State, I'm going to have to go with West Virginia because maybe Wichita State's not even in this round. So this would supposedly be UCLA against Texas Tech. I'm going to go with the higher seed, so Texas Tech it is. And then between Arkansas, Purdue has just been the more dominant team all year. Kansas as well. Devontae Graham takes them to the third round. From what I saw, I'm going to go with the Auburn Tigers. And if this is ASU against Michigan State, I'm going to have to go with Michigan State on this one. This is obviously a tough one because I love Duke, and it's Trae Young, who could probably shoot around that zone, but who else is really going to perform for them other than him, so they're going to go by him. I just think Duke is going to probably figure it out. That's what at least I'm hoping, so I'm going to have to go with Duke right here. Now let's go to the round of 16, the Sweet 16. Now this is a tough pick, but I think DeAndre Ayton, that's why I'm kind of thinking he's a little bit older than he actually is. So I'm going to pick him for the upset over Virginia. Between this game, I'm going to have to go with Cincinnati. And then Xavier and Gonzaga, I'm going to have to stick with the old reliable Gonzaga. Michigan against UNC, everybody's picking Michigan, so. And I just think Joe Barry is just too good. I know if he was going to be drafted by the Lakers or at least get on their team, I would want him on my team. But I just don't want him to play against Duke again. But Villanova against West Virginia, that's going to be an actual really good game. But I think Villanova has an extra player or two to probably get by that one. Texas Tech and Purdue. Texas Tech probably should have lost to UCLA, but give Purdue this one. And then you get Kansas and Auburn. Got to go with the upperclassman, Devontae. And we have a rematch. Obviously, Duke won the first time around. I think they get through it again because they'll actually have Bagley and everybody healthy. And, this would be the first game of the next week. So they'd have a week to prepare for this game. So I'm going to pick. This is a major upset, even though Duke is considered the higher team. But I'm going to go with Duke. So we got Arizona, Cincinnati. You got to feel you got to ride the freshman big man. So Cincinnati. Gonzaga, UNC. I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about Gonzaga, so I might have to go with the upset over the defending champion North Carolina. Yeah, I might have to do that. And then Villanova against Purdue. Purdue's been solid all year, but I just think Villanova gets through it. And you got Kansas and Duke. This is tough, but, I think if Duke ends up hitting on all cylinders and then Kansas misses a few shots, I think Duke can come out with this one. So then we got the Final Four. Arizona against Gonzaga. Whew. All right, I'm going to stick with Arizona, even though talk about another team that under investigation, yet, they're still in the tournament. But, we'll see how that all turns out. Villanova and Duke, Duke probably won't make it this far. And I can see them maybe making it this far, but seeing how bad their defense is and when they play against, better, more consistent competition, which is what Villanova is, I'm going to have to go with Villanova. Then we have Arizona and Villanova. This is tough because Duke just lost and Arizona beat USC to keep them out of the tournament. But, this is really pretty much a toss-up, but all year you hear more about Villanova's overall players than you do Arizona's. I'm about to go with Villanova this year. And my score will be, I'm going to go with the winner, say 70, and the loser 65. So around there. So there you go. There's my thing. Of course, I would like USC to be in here, but they can't. They'll probably get pretty far in the NIT if they're into it and they have enough talent to win that. Hopefully Duke won't get upset in that second round because they are pretty much at a disadvantage when it comes to playing against Oklahoma and a player like Trae Young, and then in the next round playing in the Sweet 16 against Michigan State, which, they got the short end of the stick, but we'll see how this goes. Thanks a lot, guys. Fight on. Duke, let's go. See what you can do with all these freshmen starting. All right, have fun, guys, and thanks a lot.